I wanted to reply to an email that I got this morning, and it's a pretty short email, it's not long, but it's an interesting one, so I thought I might read it to you. Hey Seb, I've watched all of your videos and it got me thinking. I hate them. Why do you act like people want to quit weed? I mean, this ain't cocaine, dude. I am 100% sure there is absolutely nobody out there that wants to quit smoking weed. I smoke all day and still go to school and get almost straight A's. How do you explain that? And he signed off as weed for life. Weed for life, you're still in school, When I was still in school, I used to wave the weed flag everywhere too. But most of the people that I help quit smoking weed have actually probably smoked weed longer than you've been alive. So you really got to put yourself in your position a decade from now or whatever. And if you were smoking weed every day, I smoked weed every single day for 13 years, and it became routine, habit, and it really became a problem in my life. And I didn't know how to quit. And probably one of the hardest things was that everyone around me, or a lot of people around me, because I sold it, most people I knew smoked weed. And most of those people they kind of had a problem, but they weren't really going to quit. And this message, by the way, only goes out to people that smoke weed every day long term. If you just smoke every now and then, that's cool. You do what you do. And a lot of people don't have a problem with weed. But I only talk to really the people that have a problem with weed and people that smoke weed every day for a long time. And they kind of fall into two categories. Some of them think there's no problem with it, and some of them think there is a problem with it, and whether they quit or not is a whole nother thing. But I want to just talk about the separation of those two. So what I think it is, and what a big factor in that decision would be, is really your lifestyle. So I'll give you two examples. One friend of mine, he used to smoke weed every day, and he said there was absolutely no problem with it. But when I looked at his lifestyle, this guy was a garbage man. He was a garbage man. That's what he did for a living. So you can imagine if he wakes up and he's not all there and he's a little bit hazy and he goes to work, it's not really hard. He just jumps on the truck, he throws rubbish in, blah, blah, blah. You could do that stoned off your head, no problem. There was another guy that was like a dish pig. He used to wash dishes at the back of a restaurant. And I don't think it would matter how stoned you were, you could do that job. So it's not just career, but what you want to do with your life and how switched on you need to be in order to achieve what level of lifestyle that you want. So for me, I wanted a lot more. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted an income that paid me automatically. I didn't want a job. I didn't want a career. I wanted my own business. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So to do that, you need to be switched on at this new sort of level, which I wasn't. Coming from being a drug dealer, I tried all the jobs. They were paying me like $25, $30 an hour. And I wasn't happy to do that because of what I had been doing. So, selling was a hard thing for me to quit. And smoking weed was a difficult thing for me to quit. So that's why I've made my program. And as for the fact, that you don't think anybody out there wants to quit smoking weed, I have an email list with thousands of people on it. Over 10,000 people have bought my program, Quit Marijuana, the Complete Guide. And they're very happy. They're thankful. I get thankful emails each day. So these people exist. They definitely exist. And there is an issue with marijuana if it becomes, a part of your routine every single day and you want more out of life. You don't want that crap job anymore. Or maybe you don't even have a job and you want to get something at a new level. Maybe you need to pass a drug test to get that job. Or maybe you want to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you want to have your own business, travel the world. Maybe you want to get on stage and speak to thousands of people, There's different levels of life, and depending on which level you choose is really going to have a big factor in whether you want to quit smoking weed or you don't. So that's one point I want to make. And my lifestyle is a really good example. My life changed dramatically, so very dramatically, since I took control of my own behavior. Right now I'm in Bali, Indonesia. I've been here for 6 months. Let me just show you this view. It's insanely cool. You're still with me? So this is like my place now. And it's cool, you got a little creek, river down there, whatever. And it just goes forever. There's just bush, nothing but. And I couldn't imagine, if I go back to when I was smoking weed, sitting in like a basement, in a pretty crappy place, I couldn't imagine living this way. And the fact that I was able to control my decisions and control my behavior and made the decision no matter, everyone in my small world back then, although I thought it was big because I was this big drug dealer, blah, 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 everyone in that world didn't kind of agree with my point of view, but if you feel like you need to quit weed and it's part of your routine and you do want more out of life, I'm here to tell you that there's so many people just like you, even if they're not in your current vicinity, even if they're not in your world at all. They exist and they're out there. So that's just something I wanted to really make clear, that there's so many people just like you. And weed for life, you know, you might quit weed when you're 30, maybe when you're 40, maybe when you're 50. I have people that are over 60. I had a 70-year-old take my course once. And at some point in your life, you're going to make that decision and quit, whether because you have a career that needs you to quit. Let's plug this thing in. Whether because you have a career that you need to quit for, whether it's because, you know, you want more out of life, whether it's because you have children now, whether it's because you have a wife you care about, whatever it is, I'm gonna bet that you're gonna quit at some point in your life, and I wonder what that reason will be. And then maybe you can come back and watch this video and at that time and think, shit, you know, that's not really how it is. I was just being a bit young. So that's my video for now, guys. I hope it helped anyone out there. And if you have any questions, send them in. You know, you can contact me anytime. My website's quit-weed.com. That's where you can get the complete guide. If you just want free advice, I send emails just about every single day. You can get them from quit-weed.com/goods. And if you want to send me an email, go to the contact page of Quit Weed and just ask me a question, and maybe I'll make a video about it. Maybe I'll send you an email back. But, you know, I'm here to help as many people as I can. And so far, it's going pretty well. So thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk to you again soon.